been a better day for local football this year? Well, we haven't seen it because today is an absolute ripper and we're at Pasterfield Oval, the home of the mighty, rejuvenated Cardiff Hawks in what is promising to be one of the best games of the year. We're 2 weeks out from the finals and the Terrigal Avoca Panthers have arrived. And so far, the tail of the tape would suggest 12 wins for the Panthers so far, just 5 for the Cardiff Hawks. The points for 1,738 to 864.
Wow, that's a big gap drop.
Ladder position 2 versus 6. And the last meeting, it was a 114-point rout to 48, the way of the Panthers. But do not let those statistics fool you, folks. The Cardiff Hawks are back. They're playing a scintillating style of football, and we enjoyed their victory last week against the Wyong Lakes Magpies, broadcast to you. But today, it is second place taking on sixth place. Make no mistake, these two sides will play finals this year, and this is an important meeting between the two of them. The way we've tipped them so far, well, Ash and Shane have gone the safe bet, 36 points and 45 points the way of the Panthers. I have been controversial, however. I've enjoyed the Cardiff Hawks in recent weeks, and I think they might get them. There are some good vibes here at the Cardiff in the finals, and not only that, I think a win to the Cardiff Hawks will really make the finals ahead very, very juicy proposition.
Well, I think
indeed.
if that last game proves anything, Trop, we just did the women's game and we all tipped Terrigal Avoca and Cardiff got over the top. So if that proves anything, it proves my tipping is absolutely ratchet. Pardon, I always said a rude word there. My tipping is not very good. So the fact I've tipped Terrigal may work in Cardiff's favour, I think.
No, not at all. Shane, they swings and roundabouts in the tipping. There's no doubt about that. But I'm Corey Hopper. I'm with Shane Darwin, the absolute lens maestro here, and we'll be bringing you the wonderful pictures on the scene production. This is match of the round football in the Black Diamond Cup men's division of the AFL Hunters Central Coast. It's top tier footy in our region at its very best, and I'm absolutely salivating at the thought of this one. The Terrigal Avoca Panthers, perpetual finalists and grand finalists and reigning premiers indeed, sitting second on the ladder, taking on the Cardiff Hawks, who are looking to resurrect a season that at times has looked like it was finished, but now they are back and they are pumping and they are playing some good football. Please stick with us as we are underway now. And a toe poke by Bishop puts the ball only a couple of metres forward. Burns follows up. Big kick. High ball. Taj Knight will get a free kick here. He was manhandled there. His kick low, and he's got an option. And it's Cookman, one of a couple of important players back in their respective sides. Noah Cookman spent a bit of time in Europe, I believe, sunning himself. Look at his tan. Looks absolutely rocking.
He looks about 5 shades darker than when he left, I reckon.
I think there might have been a bit of time spent on a yacht in Croatia by the look of things, but let's hope it hasn't affected his radar at all. The goal sneak is back for the Panthers, and not a moment too soon either. And he's kicked this beautifully. As far as a point is concerned.
No, that was a goal.
Was that?
Yeah, he put 2 fingers up.
Oh, the umpire there looked like he was a shadow of himself. It looked like it went through the middle, but I thought I only just saw just the one finger go forward. But well done, Noah Cookman. What a welcome back to football.
Well, you can have a look on the replay.
Cookie Monster. The Cookie Monster strikes.
Dangerous signs early, though, isn't it, when they get a goal in the first minute?
Yeah.
And that isn't even getting Harrison Pitt into play yet.
Well, an errant free kick there. That was, I think, I don't have a 66 on my list for the Cardiff Hawks, so we'll chase that up. Blake Carpenter it would be. An errant free kick there against him. The Panthers got a free kick. Geez, they react quickly. Bishop will take it. He's got something across field, and he's found Williams. Williams takes the mark. He looks further afield. Hurried kick. Will be picked off by Carpenter, I think, who's got it there. Indeed, making amends for that errant free kick moments ago. He's got an option out wide. He takes that. So they're maintaining control of the ball here and threading their way through it. Carpenter's got it back. They're still not outside of their defensive 50. So they're waiting for something. That kick a little too low. Dangerous now. Panthers will turn it over here. Hand pass inboard by them. It's with Ellis. Ellis's kick is smothered. Now, ball in dispute. Grimmin Lee comes charging around, launches one into the forward line. Could have been a little push out, and it was indeed a push out by Brandon Thomas. Umpire saw it the way I did, and we'll get the free kick now. On this occasion, Will Maris. He's found his teammate further afield, and they're trying the same technique. They're taking it easy, little short kicks, dangerous in the end. This one looking for Herschel. He's got hold of it. Hand passes inboard. He finds Bonham. Bonham's hand pass, probably not his best one, but he manages to come in and help out again. It's a scramble now. The Panthers trying to make the most of this little mistake by the Hawks. They've got hold of it. Toe poke through by Walters. Free kick's been found. That toe poke was in danger. And rightly so too. The umpire called it best. This time, now I think that free kick, there's that.
Looks like tricky, is it?
It is tricky indeed. Our scene stealer from last week, absolute red alert on that player. He was on fire last week. Kick down towards the wing. Panthers have gotten hold of it again. They've turned it over. They're very good at doing this. Bishop, short kick, finds Ellis. He takes a mark, albeit had to crouch for it. He's got it. Launches one sky high in the Pitt direction. He can't get it though. Tricky, first to it. He's tackled quickly by Knight. No opportunity to get rid of it there, and the umpire says we'll have a stoppage. So a frenetic pace, and the Panthers showing some dominance early on. Interesting technique or strategy that the Hawks are using to get the ball out of their defensive line though. I think they don't want to overcook it too much with those short kicks inside their defensive 50. The Panthers will make you pay if you turn it over. Walters against Tricky in that ruck knock. Toe poke forward. Mark almost taken by Burns. Stedman leaps on it and gets the kick out for the Hawks. Can't quite clear the 50, however. And now the ball's in dispute. Panthers get one up through Williams. Bishop, quick hand pass in for Peters. He's wrapped up quickly. And we'll have a ball up now. So it's starting with a frenetic pace as we'd expect. There's a lot on the line by both of these sides. A lot at stake for the Hawks in particular. They want a big performance here. In the middle now, just harrying the ball forward. Bishop does well at ground level, taps out wide. Panthers have got it through Ellis. Manages to stand up in that tackle. Ball's plucked out of the sky there. And we'll have a ball up. Briscoe Hoff. Panthers through Bishop. Hurried kick forward. Effective. Gains ground. Tricky overruns it, but they've got it now anyway. Stedman hand passes back out to Tricky, who gained a lot of space. He takes his time with the kick, measures it beautifully. Looking further afield for his target. Can't get it. Briscoe Hoff's tackled. Without it, umpire says nothing doing. And instead we'll have a throw in. Ball finds its way over the boundary line. So I think it'll be a much more even contest, I think, than most of the pundits would have thought going into the match. Big tap forward. Hunter Schultz wins that one. So two names coming into the Cardiff Hawks lineup that are worth paying attention to. One, Billy Joe Towers. We know where he's at as Knight scrambles towards a goal. This could be a goal here for the Panthers. Hurried kick goes across the face. That's how quickly they can respond, the Panthers. That's how quickly they can get the ball back into their forward line. So Billy Towers is back into the side. And another one worth paying attention to is, well, I can't see him on the list now. There he is, James Fenimore, number 26. He's a handy addition for them as well. So kick now by the Hawks, trying to clear their defensive 50. Clean bowls Bishop, but he managed to recover, gets a toe poke forward. No, Brandon Thomas could have been tackled without it there. Grimond Lee gets one out, hand pass, and the mark's chopped off, taken by Tricky. Standing work, he kicks further afield, and he's looking for Manning. Lachlan Manning's happy to see the ball over the boundary line, though, on this occasion. So, one goal straight. Terrigal Avoca Panthers lead the Cardiff Hawks, yet to score.
Cardiff yet to get the ball in their 50. That's probably the worrying sign for them so far.
Yes, still sizing up what's the best route to get it from their end, down from their defensive end to their offensive end. That hurried kick will go out of bounds on the full. So Grimond Lee will get a free kick on goal here. That was affected off the boot. And Harrison Pitt trying to come in.
How about that? I was closest, wasn't I?
It's almost as if he hasn't kicked enough goals this year. So No, on 103 goals for the season, Harrison Pitt. However, the broadcast crew universally agreed that it's not a high enough number. We're looking for 110 today. As the ball goes up high, Stedman reads it best at ground level, does well, finds his hand passes effective. Doing well here now, the Cardiff Hawks, trying to get the ball out of their defensive area. And they've done it neatly. Stedman playing a big part in that foray. His kick. Effective. Still with the Hawks now. That kick, that's James Fenimore. That one we mentioned earlier. Back to Bonham now. He wheels around, launches a big one. This is the furthest forward now the Cardiff Hawks have been. Leecroft intervenes, does something about that. Hand pass backwards to go forwards. It's with Carney now. He gets pressured back and his kick's affected and Stedman takes the mark. He's been up and about so far in this quarter, Stedman. About his fourth kick. Kicks long, launching. He's looking for Hawkins. He's got front spot, keeps his feet neatly. Comes down. I think that was the kick by the Hawks in the end is very effective. And Marshall Muirhead takes the mark. So that was Joseph Plumridge there, who received the ball from the marking contest of Braden Hawkins. And Muirhead, who has kicked the bag this year, I believe. And heading up the forward line there. So, from 35 out, directly in front, not his neatest looking kick, and it looks like it was touched over the line in the end, so he'd be disappointed with that, Muirhead. Didn't look like he struck it quite as neatly as he would have liked. Peters bringing the ball back in for the Panthers. His kick's effective, finds Ellis. His kick, in turn, bounces before it meets Grimond Lee. He's got time to do something effective with it. Hand passes over the top. That's taken in turn by Hayes. Now they're moving it quickly now. Grimond Lee still with it. A burst of pace. Touched the ball 2 or 3 times in that foray. Carpenter leaves it behind for the Hawks. Now it finds the boundary line. So bundled over.
Tell you, if it wasn't bundled over, Grimond Lee was going to get another touch too. He was on it again.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah, just covered some ground there. So the ball to be thrown in now. So Cardiff Hawks didn't keep it in their forward line for very long. They want to try and arrest that movement out of their defensive area. Plucked out of the sky on that occasion by Schultz. Bailey's first to it for the Panthers, though. He's bundled out of the way, and the Hawks have got it now through Tricky. His kick around the ball, looking for Hawkins further afield. Lee Cross hand pass is affected. Williams bursts in, gets a kick away for the Panthers now. They're moving forward. Grimond Lee almost takes an unlikely mark. Conlon just possesses him of it, but he's got Walters in support. Stedman running well in the defensive line. He's tackled by Cookman, not before he gets his hand pass away. That's effective. Back to Conlon. Conlon's got time to steady his kick up, sends it way down towards the wing, and a great contest there. That was between Schultz and Leecroft. Leecroft did very well coming over the top in the end, punched it over for a boundary throw-in right on the wing. So it's starting to stabilise a little bit now, the Cardiff Hawks. They'll need to do that for sustained periods of the game if they're going to get up over the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. This is their favourite time of year. There's no doubt about that, and they have a premiership to defend. Take it out of the ruck knock, and a free kick given. It's a ruck infringement on Walters, so Schultz will get the kick. Hunter Schultz on the wing for the Cardiff Hawks. They look like a different side, the Hawks. There's no doubt about that. No mark taken by the Panthers. They bring it down, and wrapped up very effectively was Callum Creighton. And a free kick going the way of Carter. Tristan Carter wastes no time getting the ball on. Finds Cookman. Cookman's got a runner outside him there. And the kick taken. And it looks good. And very effective. I think that's Tyron Bird who's kicked that one. If I'm not mistaken, just looking at the team sheet, it is indeed Tyron Bird. One of the young stars. Terrigal Avoca get their second one. 2 straight 12, just the 1 point to the Cardiff Hawks, and it come undone quick smart, didn't it? They moved the ball beautifully here, the Panthers. Tyron Bird just streaming past, not given enough respect from his direct opponent, it would seem, and he kicks a ripper from 40 out.
Yeah, it was a real good vision from Tristan Carter there. He took that free kick and he played on quickly, had the players running down there, and that really opened the ground up.
Doesn't take much, does it? Just errant handling of the ball, and you're penalised for not getting rid of it properly, and that kick Out wide, change the side of the ground. The Panthers stream down and punish you for it. Tap down. Bishop reads it beautifully off the hands of the ruck knock, but his kick falls short. And the mark in the end taken by Tricky, doing a mountain of work already. And 50-metre penalty. I think Carney may have come over the mark there earlier than the umpire said. And so a 50-metre penalty ensued. No one standing on the mark. Tricky quickly plays on, and a good defensive mark taken, this time by Bond. Quickly pushes back off the mark, and he's got an option in Williams. Williams kicks quickly and finds Peters. They move the ball beautifully through the middle. The Panthers don't. They look at this. So well done. Kick, long. Now all of a sudden they're on the attacking side of things. That work there, done by Richardson, I think, and the kick inboard has found Liam Briscoe-Hoff. He plays on quickly around. They've still got the ball, the Panthers. Briscoe-Hoff's kick, not quite as effective as he would have liked. It's been chopped off by the Hawks in the end. They're not sure what to do with it. They need to take more time to make certainty of it if they're going to do anything effective. Hawkins loses his footing, gets his hand pass back. This time to Chambers. His high ball, looking further down the field towards Towers. He leaps up, can't take the mark, leave the ball behind, and now Peters from the Panthers have it, although the umpire's blown the whistle. Looks like it went over the boundary line. Good to see Towers coming into the mix there.
Yeah, neither Powers nor Pitt touching the ball so far, though. The big spearheads.
Yep, or King for that matter. Well, then, in fairness, hasn't really gone down to the Cardiff Hawks end too much. So try Hayes dispossessed of it. That should be a free kick there. Good effective tackle by Hawkins on that occasion. Walters is taking offence to something there. Not sure what. Hawkins plays on. Kick long. Kick ineffective. It's chopped off by Murray. Murray hand passes to Bishop. It was in a bit of trouble. Probably not the best place to receive it, but does well in the end with a looping hand pass. The kick out further afield. Looking for Cookman. He can't take the mark. Pitto's got 2 to beat here, but I think he was handled. Something's going on. Lee Cross taking offence to that. Little touchy, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, one might think. So long kick forward in the Pitt direction. Does very, very well there is Manning. Manning plays off Pitt on this occasion. They've got themselves into trouble now. They need some help. Manning's over the top. Taps it out to Tricky. He's always got something magic to do. Tricky hand passes out. Finds the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. They've done well in the end. Probably just need to maintain a touch more composure there, maybe, the Cardiff Hawks. They were on top of that contest there, but Manning and co kind of worried themselves into a bit of trouble in the end. Carney does very well to get hold of the ball, wheels around, looks towards goal. The bounce beats everybody in the end, and the Panthers have just kicked a ripper.
Oh, wow.
Absolute ripper. Hay has kicked that out of nowhere, a pirouette and a straighten up, and gives the Terrigal Avoca Panthers their 3rd goal. And the Cardiff Hawks are bewildered by it.
Yeah, it was a sort of fortuitous kick here. That was just a cross the face and hope. And I tell you what, the pick up here and the spin was A-grade. Absolutely outstanding.
Outstanding work, Ethan Hayes. An addition to the side this year. Maintained his spot in the team throughout the course of it. Very handy to have your outside midfielders kicking goals like that. 3-0-18. Hawkins gets hold of the ball. He's wrapped up quickly in the contest. Brought to ground. Ellis is Ellis for the Panthers in the ruck there. Brought the ball down. It's wrapped up again. Hawkins on the bottom of it once again. A rugged little inside midfielder, Hawkins. Enjoyed a chat with him last night. He's got hold of it now. Quick hand pass out wide. He's got a runner in Fenimore. They get the kick away, the Hawks. They're going forward now. But Murray's first to it at ground level. His hand pass to Briscoe-Hoff. He wheels around. Kicks it towards the middle. Looking for Richardson. Richardson fighting hard. The youngster doing extremely well in the middle. Holding the ball up. Steadman comes in to lend a hand for the Hawks. And in the end, the umpire says, I'll have it. So ball up now. Ellis, good tap. A deft tap ruckman is Sam Ellis, indeed. Hand pass out wide. Ball now in the hand of Herschel. He kicks long. Into the forward line now for the Hawks as Billy King has a shot on goal. Wheels around with his left boot. Didn't quite get enough purchase on it in the end. But his first touch for the day, resulting in another behind for the Hawks. They just need the supply. They've certainly got the forwards ready and available. Long kick in is effective. Burns has it. Wheels around his right boot. He finds Leecroft, who takes a juggling mark. Hand passes inboard. He's got a runner who's showing a lot of effect in Finlay Coote. He's looking for Carney further afield. Carney gets it. He hears a voice behind him. It's Grimmin Lee. Diving attempt at a tackle by Hawkins, but the kick is so good. It just floats across the top. There's not much Lachlan Manning could have done about that. He was right on Pitt. And he's kicked it. That's the no, it's a behind. He was celebrating it.
He liked it, didn't he?
He certainly knows. He certainly knows how to convince an umpire. That's for sure.
He had me going.
He didn't on that occasion. So he remains on 103. Of course, the magic number this year being 110. We will accept 105. We'll celebrate that. Stedman, long kick inboard. Carney, unrealistic attempt probably in the end, and a free kick should go to the Hawks through Finton Tricky. One of their top-end performers. Enjoy his football. He's got someone in the middle, finds him with ease. It's Cooper O'Neill it was, gets it to Hawkins. Hawkins hurried kick into the forward line now. Leecroft under a bit of pressure, can't get it first or second bite. Third bite finds Billy King. Now Towers has it. He's busting through. Does well with the hand pass. Didn't find a teammate directly. He's got support now. This is Nicholas Herschel. But the kick away by the Panthers, and they're out of danger. Stedman intercepts. Now they've got a shot here. Big kick for Maris into the forward line for the Hawks. Got an opportunity to score. This time Hazelwood foils them. Grimmin Lee can't take the mark. Bishop tries to punch it out of the air. Flowing through now is Briscoe Hoff. He's captured by Hawkins and brought down in a tackle. And Hawkins lets him know all about it as well. So a free kick going to Hawkins. Now holding the ball against Briscoe Hoff. Hawkins letting him know. Kick, probably not his best one in the end. A worm burner that beats everybody. Bishop, good by hands, finds Walters, who in turn finds Bird, and then back out to Knight. They're away now, the Panthers, kicking towards the wing, looking for Grimmin Lee. But Tricky has chopped it off. He's going to send it straight back from whence it came. They're back inside the 50. A fly by Towers. He couldn't bring it down. And now the Panthers try and mount something again. Beautiful mark taken by Bird. He just flew then, didn't he? Just like a bird. He gets his kick on quickly, and he finds Burns further afield. Burns wastes no time moving the ball on, and this time he's found Taj Knight, who's just absolutely travelled from the back line. He gets his kick on quickly. Stedman doing a mountain of work for the Hawks down there in defence. He runs onto it and takes off, kicks the ball towards the boundary line. It'll be a rodeo free kick for the Panthers. But I tell you what, it's an interesting game of football. 3-1-19 is the score. 0-2-2 for the Cardiff Hawks, the home side. They're yet to get a goal. They've gone close a couple of times, and despite having some big firepower down their forward line, still yet to get it through for a major score. As Burns brings the kick in. Walters flies for the Panthers. They've got it out, though, the Hawks. A succession of hand passes. Pitt got a hold on to Burns, and does. He swings him around, earns a free kick. Strong arms of Jay Pitto. Wins it back for the Cardiff Hawks. They're away now, taking off. Long kick. They're back in their forward line. One-handed mark attempted by Hazelwood. Hawkins met high. Should get a free kick, and will. By virtue of being a foot shorter than Bond, and Bond's given away a 50. This will end up in a goal. The first one for the Hawks indeed, and what a great build-up to it was. By virtue of being 1 foot shorter than Harrison Bond, Braden Hawkins has been tackled high and will get a free kick. And not a moment too soon. Must be the Killer Pythons he earned last night in the quiz. And there they are. First goal to the Cardiff Hawks through Braden Hawkins. He's done some hard work here again today. And an outstanding piece of work has ended up with the Cardiff Hawks getting their first goal. So an excellent passage of play was the result there. We enjoy his work.
Yeah.
Lucky enough to have a chat with Braden Hawkins and Toby Burns last night, Shane, and what a wonderful couple of young fellas they are.
Yeah, I haven't caught up on it yet, but I've got a bit of time tomorrow where I'm going to jump on and watch last night's show.
Heart and soul players
good.
all the way through their junior ranks for their respective clubs and play a similar style of football too. You can expect a big contribution for both of those players for their respective sides today. As play resumes, big kick out of the middle, marked by Burns, there he is. Just right on cue, he chimes in, looking for Pitt. Pitt dazzled by Manning on this occasion. So running on to an interesting way of exiting the defensive line there by Tricky. He gets a hand pass. It's going to work anyway. Bonham, his hand pass is cut off. Pitto now, handled a little bit by Grimman Lee, but to no avail.
Came off Pitto's foot, I thought there. I think Grimman Lee thought the same thing. But umpire not having any of that.
That's a good contest between those two.
Isn't it?
Pitto, of course, returning back to senior football. And a welcome return indeed. Hawkins gets hold of this, dodges a few, hand passes inboard to Conlon. Conlon gets his kick on hurriedly towards the wing, looking for King. King keeps his feet. He beats everybody there, the big fellow. Wheels around, launches one towards the forward line. Muirhead's got second spot. Carter does very well in front spot. He's captured as he hand passes it out. They're very good at this, the Panthers. A succession of hand passes results in their kick. They're out of immediate danger. Carney, that is almost magic-like. He gets one over to Murray by hands. Murray lowers a worm-burn kick into the forward line. Not good enough in the end, and the Cardiff Hawks win it. And they do it well, and Braden Hawkins' hand signal says it all. Slow it down, settle down. Let's not get bored into the Panthers' pace. They're very good at doing that, the Panthers. They build up with such an immense amount of pace that sometimes the opposition can get caught up in it when they're trying to exit the defensive line. But Bonham, he just launches one into the stratosphere, and in the front position is Sam Ellis. That's all she wrote for the first quarter, and a ripping first quarter it is. It is the Terrigal Avoca Panthers in front by 11 points. 1 goal to 8 to the Cardiff Hawks. Terrigal Avoca 3 goals, 1-19. Riveting first quarter, Shane.
Certainly was. And I'm going to need to let Chop get his breath back in these next 5 minutes because he's done an absolute mountain of work there. It's been end-to-end, very enjoyable. Only one scoring shot the difference, but it's the number of forward 50 entries for Terrigal Avoca that I think if they continue, you're going to see that scoreboard pressure really build for Cardiff.
Yeah, you will. They're very good at moving the ball from one end to the other, and especially doing it at pace so that they get Harrison Pitt and the likes down their first option and hands-on. The Cardiff Hawks, however, has sort of gotten through some early jitters defensively and look a little more settled. So I think we're in for a ripper.
Let's take a break. We'll be back real soon. Welcome back to Pasterfield Oval, where it is quarter time here in what's been a intriguing first quarter clash. Just finalising our women's scores for the around the grounds. Cardiff beating Terrigal Avoca 30-19. Warners Bay 122 defeating Maitland 19. Newcastle City 227 defeating the Entrance Bay 0. And with a minute or two left in the game, Killarney Vale are up 98-6 there. So the women's just about one and done. Around the grounds for the men's, as I quickly shuffle my screen around, it is Maitland Saints 16, Nelson Bay 46, so a 30-point lead to the Marlins there. Newcastle City up 63-2 over the Entrance Bay, and Warners Bay 27, Wyong Lakes 15 chop. So we saw Wyong Lakes beat Warners Bay a little bit earlier in the year, and it looks as though Wyong can come out ready to fight. They're only 2 goals behind so far.
Yeah, well, they did not have the best day out against the Cardiff Hawks last week, Wyong, and I think they would like to finish their season well after re-entering the Black Diamond Cup competition this year, and we wish the Magpies the very best. It's been a successful season by all accounts for them this year. But right now, all focus is on these two combatants out here now. The Terrigal Avoca Panthers leading 3-1-19, the Cardiff Hawks 1-2-8. Intriguing football match. We've got plenty of firepower out there at the moment. Probably not living up to what we would have expected at the moment with just the 4 goals scored in the first term. But make no mistake, we're going to see a real grudge match between these two here. Plenty at stake. The home side in particular wanting to show a good flex as they head towards a final series that mid-year looked out of reach for them. Hawkins now sending one high in the Billy King direction. Those long arms get hold of it. He keeps moving it. He's moved himself into open territory now. Towers gets hold of Bond, who's got the ball. He hand passes across the face, and they're out of trouble here, the Panthers. Geez, they're good at this. He'll need to pick it up quickly, though. Carter does very well to earn a little bit of extra space for Bird. Long kick down towards the wing. Pitto turned inside out by Cookman in the end. He hasn't got hold of the ball yet. And the ball's been held up now, and we should get a ball up. No, it's got out quickly. Grimman Lee gets it to Williams. Over to Knight. He taps it towards Bishop. Bishop in the end acts as a doormat there for Herschel. And he'll get the free kick as a result. Kick down the line is effective. The mark's taken by Hayes. He's got a runner behind him in Pitt. Long way from home, though. He kicks it long, looking for Thomas. Thomas has Stedman to beat. He's going to do very well. Stedman effectively gets hold of the ball through tunnel ball to Bonham. Hand passes towards Pitto, who leaves it behind, but Bonham's back there on it. Picks up the loose ball, gets the kick down towards wing. King is ushered out. Free kick now, going the way of Billy King. I think he was pushed out of that marking contest according to the umpire.
I think.
Well, the umpire's called play on now, so they're still going. Bonham's got to beat Grimman Lee. Can't do it. Very hard for anyone to do, actually. His kick over the top finds Sam Ellis. He's been busy in this game today, Sam Ellis. Kicks it long. Walters, will he be paid the mark here? Because there was hands on it in front. How do you see that?
Really calling for it. Yeah, I think Tricky got a finger on it before it went to Walters, yeah.
He certainly did. He had hands on that. Walters just took it out of his hands. So plenty to crow about there on that occasion by Finton Tricky, but Walters does well in the end. That's what happens when you're a foot taller than your direct opponent. So Walters, the second highest goal kicker for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers with 28 this year, and kicks it beautifully straight through the middle. He is dangerous, and coming is the Big Red.
It's a fair difference between first and second in their goal kicking, isn't it?
Certainly is. Fair few goals between them, though. 132 goals between them now, or 133 actually, between Alec Walters and Harrison Pitt. So a great finish in the end. Tricky, unfortunately, did have the front position there. I thought had clear hands on it first, but not so, says the umpire, who sees it a lot better than I do. Back in the middle now. Ellis up. Big contest with Schultz. Grimond Lee, first to the ball as always. Wastes no time playing on. Flynn Peters flying through. They're back in their forward line again now, the Panthers. Steadman, he's been very good. Gets his hand pass out to Manning. Manning looking over the top. He's trying to find his teammate. And they've got it with Braden Hawkins now, who's wrapped up quickly. And we'll reset now. Ball up. Panthers really starting to flex. Bishop first to it, trying to toe poke it forward. Williams comes into as the cavalry in big support. Braden Bandit Thomas trying to get hold of it. Just held up long enough for Steadman. For Steadman to hold the ball up. Oh no, it was Pitto. I apologise.
Steadman was in there as well.
Was he?
It was 2-1, I think. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so it wasn't that far off. Thomas opportunistically almost puts one through. He gets it for a behind in the end. Not a bad result. Geez, the ball went up high, didn't it?
It sure did.
Just about tickled a cloud if there was one. Tricky will bring the ball back in for the Hawks. They're not out of it by any stretch. 3 goals the margin straight. Been very competitive, the Cardiff Hawks. Just unable to get it down and let those big, tall timber do any work for them at the moment. Such is the power of and dominance of the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Manning now, long kick. They're inside their forward 50 now, and there we go. Muirhead, beautiful effort. Flew high and brought that down. Juggling mark. He's a classy performer, this one. He's already had a shot on goal earlier, but wasn't his finest kick. He'll have to kick this one from an acute angle and every bit 50 metres out. So it would test even the best of us. He's going to have a shot nonetheless, and he should have plenty of faith in those who'll be gathering at the goal square, and I think that's where he's aimed to put it, at the goal square. No mark by King, gets through his hands, and the umpire says he'll have a ball up. He's a mountain down there, isn't he, Billy King?
Sure is.
So King versus Bond, or Carter, I think, in the end. They're going to try and rush it through the Panthers. Kicking in danger there for certain.
No, holding the ball.
Was it? And Plumridge should get the kick here, is it? Who's going to get the kick? It's a free kick, isn't it?
It is a free kick, Cardiff's way.
All right, so as we wait for the ball to come back, so Muirhead will take the kick. So he'll get another shot on this, and they will watch him very closely so he doesn't open up the angle at all. But Muirhead lining up for Cardiff's second one. Well and truly gettable, this one. You would expect him to kick it straight through the middle, and he's missed. I tell you what, they won't even be in with a shot if that's the delivery they're going to get with shots on goal. That's almost inexcusable, that one, Shane.
That is, yep. That was definitely a gettable shot, that one.
Not good enough, that one, I've got to say, and I'd hate to be critical, but we're about to head into finals now, and if Cardiff are going to have any shot whatsoever, the forwards need to be hitting those ones without any mistake. I can guarantee down the other end they won't be missing those ones at Terrigal Avoca. So, Tricky, pushed off it there. Geez, he gives his all, doesn't he, this fellow? So his kick is good. He's found Herschel. Steadily working their way forward. Tricky almost takes a miraculous mark. Receives a hand pass from King. Breaks the tackle. Looking for the boundary. And it's a rodeo free kick, and rightly so too. I think he was a bit discombobulated from that tackle there, Tricky. And Ethan Williams from the Terrigal Panthers will take the kick. Last year's best and fairest winner for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, an absolute gun. Quite achiever indeed. Herschel gets hold of it at ground level and the wing. Kicks it forward, but only Panthers home and absolutely crunched in the end. No free kicks as the umpire play on and Hawkins kicks it towards goal, but waiting at home to settle the score is Harrison Bond. He takes the mark and he finds Carter with his kick. Carter with a probing kick down the line. Finds it's Briscoe Hoff, I should say. He has one bounce. Looks like he's got plenty of time to settle. Long kick. He's looking for Thomas. Thomas can't take the mark. He's dispossessed. Someone's down there. It looked like it could have been Stedman. As the kick goes further towards the Terrigal goal, Bird almost keeps it alive.
Player's still down over there. I can't work out who it
It's
is.
Stedman, I think.
I think they're calling for a stretcher as well already.
Yes, let's hope. I think it's Ray Stedman. Let's hope he's all right. He's been doing a mountain of work.
He's a long way up the ground. He's been hovering around that back line, but it looks like he has drifted forward. Now I think you're right. That might be him.
He can kick a goal, Ray Stedman. Let's hope he's all right. Has he moved? Shane?
Not that I've seen, no.
Right, so play stopped. Does that mean the time
clock has stopped? So I better stop at my end as well.
Clock stopped. So we've had a stop on the clock. He's on his feet.
Good to see, yep.
He looks like he's walking relatively okay. I don't know what that means for him, but let's hope everything's all right with Ray Stedman because he's been a solid contributor so far in this match for the Hawks.
Yeah, just about been best on for them so far, I reckon.
Yeah, he has indeed. So let's hope everything's okay there. It's just a stinger of some sort and we see him resume play because they very much need him at the moment.
Yeah, well, not knowing what happened. If he was out of it for a minute, he'll have to sit out the rest of the game, but fingers crossed that wasn't the case.
Looks like a lower leg injury, if anything, and he's picking up the pace as he moves along. So good signs look okay at this stage. He's got a little bit of strapping on that knee, so clearly there's something of some concern already existing. As we wait for him to make his way back to the boundary line, it'll be Jay Pitto coming on for him. So we're just about ready to resume. Throw in now by the umpire. Walters probably gets the better of that for the Panthers, but it comes down to Bonham in the end, who then finds Tricky. His kick down the wing. 2 to beat now by the Panthers, and Richardson does extremely well on that occasion. Beats both of them, the youngster. Now Tyron Bird's got it. Shows a deft touch. Jeez, he's got a good set of hands, this young fellow. Beautiful kicking action too. Look at that. Just loping through 3 steps and finds Brandon Thomas, who has kicked a bag this year already. And a welcome return. Dangerous small forward is this man for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. They're at close to full strength with the side they've got today. The Panthers, one would think, with Cookman back in the side. Thomas puts it in the dangerous spot. Walters almost takes a juggling mark at ground level in support. Taj Knight arrives, very well known to kick a goal himself, Taj Knight. Walters, big leap, ruck knock, collected by Bonham. He's going to get a free kick, however. He's been incorrectly handled, says the umpire. Rolls Royce, I believe they call him. No, Rolls Royce is what he calls himself, is that right? Right, here we go. I'm glad I got that clarification. Thank you to the timekeeping crew. Pass there. That was great work by Towers. He's got a hand pass through now, and now the Cardiff Hawks are away, whistled further afield, or back where it came, I should say. Umpires found a free kick. So we wait for the ball to return. Always nice when you get a little correction from the crew, from the crowd, Shane, isn't it? So Rolls Royce, as he's known, as he calls himself. There he is. The double R gets his kick off and finds someone further afield, indeed, in Chambers. That kick then smothered. The Panthers are wearing them. They give no quarter, do they, the Panthers? So collected now by Bonham. He's hand passed through. They were away now. King, he's caught. Gets his hand pass over the top. Lee Croft, his hands move like lightning. Gets his hand pass in the middle. Now it's in the dangerous hands of Grim and Lee. The Elliot Davey medalist kicks on quickly. Looking further afield for Pitt. Pitt gathers his own ball. Drops the mark. Now it's with Pitto. Now it's turned for the Cardiff Hawks to turn it over. Good mark now, taken further afield again by Chambers. He plays on quickly, sends one high to the wing. No mark taken. First one to it will be Peters, but he'll see it over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in right in front of the dugout for the Cardiff Hawks. They've done well to repel that ball, the Cardiff Hawks. They just need to break through and get the ball into their forward line. They've got to put some forward line pressure on the Panthers, and they've got to do it soon. So on that occasion, Schultz does well. But the Panthers win it at ground level, and they've got it back in the middle again. Taj Knight, the speedster, he'll get hold of this, and he'll have time to settle and do something about it. Needs a bigger effort there by Carpenter to put that mark on, that tackle on, I should say. This time now, Big Walters, he gets a kick, and they're on to Burns now. Relatively quiet by his standards. He plays on quickly, looking for Pitt. Pitt bundled out of it by Manning. Manning's doing a good job on him, but he's got support from Cookman, and Cookman does something electric. What a goal! Noah Cookman, the Cookie Monster, that's two. You think he's only chimed in for a couple of kicks so far, and they've been two wicked goals.
Well, if you're playing a small forward, that's all you need to do.
He does his job with absolute distinction. And I tell you what, they got nominated last night to go on Chop and Statsman's Noddy Awards for most marketable football players was Noah Cookman, and rightly so too. Look at that tan, look at that hair. He looks a picture, doesn't he, Noah Cookman? And I tell you what, when he finishes off like that, a marketer's dream.
Yeah, no, it was good there. The Panthers went in looking for Pitt, but the ball just went over the back, and Cookman's aware of that. He's had all year to work with, the 103 goaler. Why not sit at the back and pick up some crumbs? If you're the Cookie Monster, crumbs are what you like.
Well, he's been doing it for a couple of seasons now, and I tell you what, Cookie, he loves them. Hand pass out wide now. Kick with Fenimore. He kicks it into the forward line. Bond has to move the ball on quickly, and he does. Off to Chris Bishop. They might not be the most lithe of players out there, but geez, they move like lemurs, don't they? They're terrific players. And now the ball with Burns. They're going to go forward again, the Panthers, and looking for Pitt. Pitt follows up his own ball with that much effort. He's a raging bull. Turns around now, and he's kicked to Walters. Walters is stretched out, taking a great mark. And terrific work there. They've got stars everywhere, the Panthers. I tell you what, if this is their flex, this is what the Hawks have got to close the gap on. Alec Walters wheels around, left boot, straight through the middle, no mistake. The Panthers are piling them on now, despite the best efforts by the Hawks. The Panthers are really stepping up.
Quality finish from the big man there. He was on a tight angle. The way he just sort of stepped off and...
Mate, they're a class outfit. There's no doubt about that. And they show it when it counts. I made the comment during the week that, look, until sides learn how to close the gap between the Panthers and Newcastle City, we're going to look at another Newcastle City and Terrigal Avoca grand final. It's just they got to stop playing their reputation and start playing their side. They're very hard to beat. Beat the side that's in front of you. I don't think Cardiff are that far off it, to be honest. And now they've won the clearance here. Long kick into the forward line. Towers has got it now. He couldn't quite grab hold of it. Probably need a little more from him at the moment. Free kick now going to Harrison Bond. So they're going to make more of their opportunities, don't they, down forward. They're starting to get a little bit of a shot at it. And we need some more from the Hawks forwards. Panthers now just weighing up their options as they move the ball almost with ease out of their defensive line. Bishop gets a hand pass up to Grimondley. They just work so hard, the Panthers, don't they, to just make sure they've got numbers and support. They're now it's starting to get to a point where they're running the Cardiff players ragged and leaving them behind in their wake. That occasion, Harry Booth was pushed in the back there. Will he get a free kick? No, it wasn't.
And when you tie that in with no Stedman, that really magnifies the situation. Although Stedman, I do see, is potentially having a warm-up out the back. I don't know whether he's coming back on or not.
Well, they definitely need him. There's no doubt. Just wherever the Panthers go, you know that they've got an overlap runner not far away. They're never on their own. They always kick it to the advantage. Manning does very well to wrap Cookman up and then follow that up. Lachlan Manning, take a bow. That was great work. Followed that up, but his kick, unfortunately, over the top. It was over the head of Chambers, and the turnover has been costly because now Taj Knight has taken a mark, 50 out. And for a fellow who's not loaded with bulk, he can still launch a ball a long way. Just a young player with a huge amount of capacity. He will kick this distance. It'll go the journey. No doubt. Look at that. Well, it fell short. Maybe looked stupid in the end, but it doesn't matter because we're playing on now. The Cardiff Hawks have to work and get this ball out of their defensive line. Tricky. He finally gets the kick. Unloads, sends it down towards the boundary line. It's going to slowly bounce and make its way over. So that's a rodeo free kick and probably not what the Cardiff Hawks wanted in the end. Not sure why there wasn't a player within cooey of that. Briscoe Hoff kicks it in. Williams almost takes the mark out in front. He's probably going to end up with it anyway. Head over the ball. Tries to get the hand pass out. Does so, but it's ineffective in as much as the Cardiff Hawks have got it. Conlon now wheels around. Right boot kick towards the wing again. It'll make its way to the boundary line. Carter has one player to beat. That being Andrew Bridge. And it's ended up going over the boundary line. So it'll be a throw in this time. And we have, yes, it's indeed a throw in. So as the smell of the bacon on that Works burger just wafts up. Did you cop that, Shane?
I did.
Wonderful
it's almost half time. I might get a chance for a second.
Yeah, mate. Oh, look, let's hold off the second half just so you can have one because they are delicious. As Sam Ellis receives the ball back from Williams. Long kick forward. Just use his body well. Stronger opponent and just put him out of it. Maris needed to work harder there. Long kick forward now. Walters almost taking a juggling mark. He puts a tackle on very quickly on Plumridge. I should say White for that matter. Apologies, Kieran White. A little bit of a height difference when you're on Plumridge there. The tap comes down. Ball very close to the boundary line. Somehow they get a kick away. Looking for Booth. Booth gets hold of it. Hand passes back inboard to Carpenter. Carpenter looking for Booth again. They've mucked it up here. And the ball is in the end gone over the boundary line. And Cookman gets a free kick. With the greatest of ease finds Carney. Of the Latham variety, one of two Carneys. A couple of favourites of mine out there at Terrigal Avoca. Cheerio to Brother Bailey too. And Carney's doing the job well for the Panthers this year. Going to make him take it back actually. He found Briscoe Hoff with the kick. But umpire says go back. I don't know. There's some confusing stuff going on out there. I don't know. Poor old Carney's doing the two-step there, trying to just get his kick away. He's going to go long in the end. Launches a barrel, goes a long way. Looking for Walters. They've got to put two up against Walters now. Bishop receives the hand pass from Bird, but he's wrapped up immediately, and we'll have a ball up. Wasn't much Bishop could do then. He's asking the umpire for a please explain on something. Big ruck knock. Carney does well. He's going to burst through for a goal. And it's just offline. Would have been a ripper too, wouldn't it?
Would have been. Well read out the back of the pack.
Minor score in the end. 139, 6-4, 39. Is 6-4 is it or 6-3?
6-3, 39.
6-3, 39.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So it's a 5-goal advantage to the Panthers. And it's certainly in the last 10 minutes, it seemed that way too. Felt like a more even contest for the bulk of the first and much of the second quarter. But the Panthers really starting to put their flex on now. They just run so well, cover the ground so hard. So caught up there. That'll be a free kick. Yes, it does indeed. It's tried to get around the players there. So Chambers, I think, was wrapped up on that one. And Hazelwood will get the free kick. Good to see him back in the senior side, Alex Hazelwood. Long kick by Hazy. Looking, they just got to put it down there for Walters, don't they? Taj Knight wheels in for a stunning Rovers goal if you got it. Hawkins will make it first to the ball, but beating him and everybody is the boundary line. They look a bit stifled, the Hawks, at the moment, don't they? Like a little bit like they don't quite know what to do. Whereas the Panthers just bomb it up towards Walters, knowing somebody's going to be down there reading the ball well. 1 goal for the half, probably not good enough. Bishop takes that well out of the ruck knock. They're just very quick to get it onto the boot. And Walters, what a goal! How about that?
How about that indeed?
Receives a hand pass off Bishop. Geez, I tell you what, when stuff's rolling your way, it's rolling your way, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Terrigal Avoca Panthers, I tell you what, it's hard to see anyone beating them when they play like this. It really is.
Have a look at the replay here. So Walters in the ruck, gets the tap down to Bishop.
Fit and Tricky just asked to do too much here.
Bishop gives it back. Well, not directly, but Walters picks it up off
when
the
you've
ground.
got a ruckman who's working like that,
yeah,
it's pretty hard to deny, isn't it? Yeah. And Fit and Tricky doing the ruck work there, it's probably too much for him to do that. I think they need a dedicated ruckman, don't they?
They do. Chris Bishop in my New Nuts Team of the Year as well, Chop. He's captain coach as well as on the field.
Right. Very good. Well, I'm sure he'd be stoked with that illustrious position. Kick forward. Now, Hawkins has got an opportunity. Fends off Leecroft, who gets him high, and he'll have a shot on goal. So he's done well there, Hawkins. He's sort of hedged his bets there, didn't he? Tried to shrug that tackle. It was a momentary decision. It could have gone one way or the other. If he didn't slip over the shoulders, he would have been holding the ball for sure. But he backed himself in, and he'll now have a shot on goal. Must kick this. Needs to hit it. For Cardiff to have even a remote sniff in the second half, they need this goal. Braden Hawkins, fueled on killer pythons today, settles back into it and put it across the face. I wish I didn't give him those killer pythons now.
Might have had too much sugar, has he, Chop?
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to have to double check. I hope they haven't put him off his game, but he should have hit that. That's too many goals they're missing. And now he got a fingertip to that. He's tackled Leecroft. He just got his hand pass away to Bond in time. Bond gets a long kick down the forward line, and this is where the Panthers are dangerous. Tricky's going to get a free kick here. Walters mishandled him. Like a wrongly addressed Amazon parcel. Discarded him with no respect at all. Great pick up there by O'Neill. Hand pass now outboard. But a free kick's been found again. So it's still with the Cardiff Hawks. This time Bonham. Royce. Long kick. Launches one. Needs somebody at the fall of it. Great pick up there in the end by the Hawks. But the kick's smothered. Schultz is doing his best here to try and burst through. Hand pass over the top. Booth should get hold of this ball pretty well. Wheels around. Hand pass inboard. Doesn't quite meet the target on the full. And he's wrapped up Maris in the end and told holding the ball. Did he even have control of it? That was a rough call. Nonetheless, Carter, making the most of it, plays on quickly. He's got Grimman Lee, far wing. Runs onto it well, Grimman Lee. Two-time Elliot Davey medalist, just beats the whole pack with that kick. Now the ball's in the hands of Herschel. He finds Carpenter. Carpenter in turn kicks and neatly done. Finds his teammate further afield. So that's probably a bit better from the Hawks and what they need to be doing at the moment. Samaras gets his kick on. He's looking for Schultz. Leads the way, keeps the ball in front, but can't keep it from the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. They just look a little baffled, Cardiff, and it's probably a good time for the siren to go. They can go in, regather, and try and get a little bit of that energy back that they had early on in the game, which seems to have evaded them a little bit. That's it for half-time, Shane.
That's it for half-time. Yeah, it was, it was Cardiff right in it until Stedman came off, and after that they seemed to get a bit of the air out of them. They sort of lost their structure at the back, and Terrigal taking the advantage. They're going to go in 35 points in the lead. I think
it was more that Terrigal, once they got their run on, Cardiff started not knowing what to do with it, and they're just baffled. Terrigal is so good at that overlap run that they don't give players a chance to settle with when they want to use the ball. So anyway, that's my 2 bobs worth. Let's go to a break.
Right, looking ahead at the men's, it was a funny old week. Some fairly close games, or some closer games, one particularly at number 1 Sports Ground, and then a few blowouts. The round started off down at Terrigal Avoca, Hilton Moore Oval. Terrigal Avoca hosted the entrance Baddo Bay, and it was all one-way traffic from the get-go. 8 goals in the first quarter to the Panthers, and they never looked back from there. I suppose it was a dominating win, 28-18, 186 to 1-8. The key talking point was Harrison Pitt, 15 goals. He needed 11 goals to break 12 goals to break the 100 mark. And he went out there and he had that done, I think, by 3/4 time, finishing with 15. It was just all one-way traffic for the Panthers, just too good for Baddo Bay.
Yeah, congratulations, Harrison Pitt. And, we were having a bit of a joke saying we didn't care and all the rest of it in the comm box. That was a bit of a laugh, mate. It was fantastic. And I did text him after the game. He's very grateful for getting the milestone. It's great, wonderful video of him kicking the goal and the celebrations afterwards. Yep. I won't say too much about the aftermath of that because I might get myself in trouble there. But congratulations, Pitty, and to Terrigal Avoca. They've got good players back coming at the right time. Adam Miller, Ethan Williams, Flynn Peters, Jack Grimmerly, Alec Walters. They're all coming good at the right time. So you can't back against a Panther too often, especially when they're coming like that. They're working really hard, and Bishop's got them playing at the right time.
Sorry, Ash, just to touch on the Pity thing. 100 goals is a fantastic achievement, and we did have a bit of a joke about it being upset because we didn't get to call his 100th. It was all very, very light-natured. It is a fantastic effort. With they've still got a game to go, obviously, this coming weekend before they get the bye in the last. But an absolutely stellar effort from Harrison. It deserved to be wildly celebrated. Would have loved to have been there and see it all unfold. And I would have loved to have run out on the field myself and given him a pat on the back as that goal sailed through. So this week though, maybe we see the 110th. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, now, and the thing is too with Harrison, he's such a good fella too. Like I can't say one person's got a bad word to say about him, and I've talked to a lot of people, and he was quite well liked in Sydney too. Like for his club at Pen and Eels, they loved him, and they really didn't like seeing him go. But obviously, home is where the heart is, and just a top guy too. That's the way I look at it. For me, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And congratulations, 100%. He's the first one to do it since 2022 when Tim Usterhoff did it for Killarney Vale. He did it in one of the last games of the year, and 2008, Mick Ryan did it as well. So some good names that have done it. Morris Goolagong, Mick Ryan, Courtney Knight, who was a Newcastle City forward, an outstanding forward, mind you, and some great names among the Centurions in the AFL, Hunter Central Coast / Black Diamond AFL.
Yeah.
Warners Bay took on Killarney Vale and competitive for about a half, but then the class of Killarney Vale struck away. They kicked one goal each in the third term. It was still relatively level at 3/4 time. 17 points the difference, and then Killarney Vale kicked 7 goals to 2 and won it by a margin of 45 in the end. Best players on the ground were Seb Thomas, Jake Cerniaskis and Sam Gibbons for Warners Bay. And for Killarney Vale, Aidan Wallace, Luke Flack, Josh Mifsud, Max Pigeon. So some big names coming back for Killarney Vale. Are they going to come back they're coming back at the right time, but chopping and changing and players coming in and out all the time, Shane, do you think that sort of hinders team balance and chemistry within a group?
Yeah, potentially so. I think if you're going to do that, you've got to sort of draw the line in the sand where you say, right, now we pick the best 22, and from here on in, the best 22 go forward, unless there's one or two out with injury or whatever else. I think you've got to lock in your guns, get them playing on the field, and start to get that team play happening, because you've got one more hit out before before finals. You can't be messing around with it.
Yeah, because an interesting one. They got the bye next week, Clarnyvale, so they can't do much there. And then they've got Maitland now. You know, they shouldn't have, and this is all respect to Maitland, they shouldn't have too much trouble disposing of Maitland, and that's round 18. So how hard do you go in that game before you've got a final, before you then have a week off? Or no, you're going to have to play third versus sixth. I don't think they'll get second. They then have to take on possibly Cardiff in a do or die game. So do they go really hard in round 18, hope they don't get injuries, and then keep that side for the first qualifier? That's for the elimination. That's the tough bit for Ben Roberts, but he's a clever man and he's a great coach. So
I was just about to say that, actually. If there's one thing that they've got working in their favour, it's Ben Roberts and his football brain. You know, he knows how to condition them. I'm sure he'll have it well under control.
I'm sure he's got it all figured out somewhere in that cranium of his, I reckon.
Newcastle City hosted the Nelson Bay Marlins at number 1. We said on last week's show, could Nelson Bay come to City and give us 4 quarters? Well, I'll tell you what, Ash, they did. And they came bloody close to well, I wouldn't say stealing a victory. They would have earned a victory. It was pretty much neck and neck throughout this game. It was Nelson Bay up at quarter time, City at half time, Nelson Bay 3/4 time before City finally got over the line by 3 points. It was 60-57. So 3 points separated these teams. Nelson Bay had their nose in front in the last. Then City got back, and then Nelson Bay got back. It was a sort of seesawing affair. This was not a City going out with a couple of rounds to go. Let's rest some players. Let's play a second grade team. This was you look at the names that ran out for City. This was pretty close to full strength squad out there, and Nelson Bay able to run with them the whole way and really push them right to the end. And unfortunately for them, just going down by 3 points. I love this, Ash. I think we've all got a lot of time for Wade Blackburn and what he does as a coach, and I think he's obviously learnt the lessons from the previous hit out where they did get done in the second half and got overrun, and this time they didn't get overawed. And for them now coming into that finals, knowing that they've taken City, who are undefeated and on their home deck, to within 3 points, I think that's got to mean a lot for that club and their mindset heading into finals.
Yeah, perfectly said, mate. I'll only add a couple of things. The biggest lead of the entire match was in the with 21 minutes to go when Wade Blackburn kicked a goal for Nelson Bay to go 14 points in front. So that was huge in itself. But then the determination, the intestinal fortitude of Newcastle City to kick back and win the game from that point. A lot of sides would have given up the ghost going down by 2 or 3 goals with 20 minutes to go. It's a lot of work to do, but City, they're never beat. So it's they're undefeated for a reason. It's wonderful stuff, and congratulations to Mitch and the team. But to Wade and the Marlins, just keep that up for the remainder of the year, and I think anything can happen. To go down by 3 points is obviously disappointing for the team, but definitely not disgraced, if that makes sense. We've got the last game for us was the scene broadcast, Cardiff versus Wyong Lakes, 137-43. Congratulations to Finton Trickier. He was the Danny Priest medalist for best on ground in the match. Tribute to the former coach Danny Priest, who tragically passed away a couple of years ago. And he was also our scene still. He was terrific off half back. I won't put too much review on this game, Shane, because it was a big victory to Cardiff. They were great all around the ground. They run and carried, and they outmarked and out-tackled and out-harassed Wyong, who were quite short. They didn't have 2 or 3 of their best players playing. Not sure if it would have made a huge amount of difference only to the scoreline, but I did tip Wyong before the game on the podcast last week, but anyone that was astute enough to watch the match on Saturday will know that tips change, and I did so, and I'm glad I did, because would have been the second equal worst tip I've had in history from then. But look, they were too good for Wyong, and they deserve their spot in the 6 now. So for mine, they're probably making up the numbers, but I don't think they will think that after doing what they did on Saturday. They've done it to Killarney Vale. They've beaten Wyong quite big. I reckon they give themselves a huge shot, and why not? They're in the finals. When you're in the finals, you're always dangerous.
Yeah, I'm going to make my judgment after Saturday against Terrigal Avoca, and they're showing against Terrigal Avoca. Well, I think set up for me, at least in my mind, where they're going to be at come the finals. That they could be a smoky. And listen, Magpies, just not enough guys running around for them at the moment. They've copped a lot of injuries, and I really feel for Simon and the boys down there at Wyong Lakes. And regroup for 2027. We've loved having you up here in 2026 in Cup, and they've had some memorable moments that we've been a part of, and looking forward to the future for Wyong as well.
And they're looking for a prospective coach, I've heard, Wyong too. So if you are someone that's keen on coaching, it's a team to get on, because they got players that'll run through walls for you there, and they're a very united group of players, nice bunch of blokes. They'll do the work. They just need someone to keep them going. I think Simon's done a great job to get them to where they are right now.
Welcome back to Pasterfield Oval. We are yet to see a day as good as this for football. I keep mentioning it, but it is absolutely wonderful. It's like summer has arrived early in New South Wales, and we are thrilled about it, because the finals are only a couple of weeks away, and the Terrigal Avoca Panthers are certainly putting their hand up here against the Cardiff Hawks. It is second place playing sixth place, and they are giving it a real flex at the moment. It's 7-3 to 1-4. They are leading the Cardiff Hawks, who are also runners in the finals this year, by a substantial amount. It's going to take some doing for the Cardiff Hawks to come back from here, Shane.
Sure is, and if we quickly go around the grounds before they start to play, Nelson Bay 88 to Maitland 16, 4 goals to Wade Blackburn there. Newcastle City 98-9 against the Entris Bateau Bay. 5 goals already to Jordan Deere and 4 to the Big Pong.
A bag to the tractor.
And it's 4 goals at Warners Bay for Max Collins, 77 plays Wyong Lakes 24. So a couple of big bags around the grounds, Chop.
The Angel of Warners Bay has got 4. Will it be a bag for Maxi Collins? Let's hope so. What is that? Is that half time there?
That's about half time there, yes.
Right, all right. One would suggest the bag watch there for Max Collins. Certainly for the Big Pong. We've already got one from the tractor. And Wade Blackburn might also get his first bag for the year, one would think. As we resume play here at Pasterfield Oval, and it'll be the Cardiff Hawks with the first clearance. Hand pass just evades Braden Hawkins on that occasion. And Williams ends up getting the kick, sending it back for the Panthers. But only as far as the wing, where it's mopped up by the Cardiff Hawks. And the kick on that occasion taken by Herschel. And he's found Conlon in a bit of space. He runs in, launches a long one forward, but it's chopped off by Carney, who says, relax everybody, I've got it. He plays on, runs around to the other side, sends a long one forward. It's going to be contested here and brought to ground. Hazelwood gets a fortuitous bounce, but then pops it back on the ground. This time Chambers is tackled, and he's dispossessed of the ball. Hazelwood not happy with it. Chambers gets a free kick. Didn't quite have it, says the umpire, and he's hit Billy King beautifully. Good start to the Cardiff Hawks. Exactly what they needed. I was wondering when we'd see the big B King find his way into the game. This could be it. It's been a welcome return here at Pasterfield Oval, not just for the fans of the Cardiff Hawks, but for all of us watching the game. The game is better off with a King in it, and here he is, number 33. He's towering over the top of them to kick the second one for the Cardiff Hawks. Launches this one. It looks pretty good off the boot. No one's moving. Least of all us in the commentary box. Wonderful kick. Welcome to the game, Billy King. Let's hope he carries on from that. Wonderful work and a good start to the Cardiff Hawks. Obviously the right words spoken in the change rooms at half-time, Shane.
Must have been. They've come out well. They've owned the ball, haven't they? Which they needed to do. They a little bit too loose giving it back to Terrigal in that second half of the second quarter there. And better ball control, better possession. You're going to get more opportunities.
He is an absolute presence on the football field, and if they can work him into the ground and give him some supply, there's no reason why they can't get themselves back into this game. It's been one-way traffic, particularly in that second quarter for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, but I do believe the Cardiff Hawks are a better side than what we've seen so far. We just need them to lift that work rate through the middle a little more. They are certainly capable. As the ruck goes up, Schultz wins that one again. Trying to rove his own ball there. Burrowing in is Conlon. They're trying to get the ball out now. It's a pylon of sorts. The umpire says, I'll have it. We'll have another stoppage here. Ball up. Schultz really towering in those ruck tups now. He's sort of getting some ascendancy there. Panthers get it at ground level and toe poke one forward. It's in the forward line now. Trying to hand pass off Pitt. He's beaten on this occasion. Stedman gets hold of it. Good to see him back on the ground. Gets it out to Carpenter. Looping hand pass by Bonham. Looking for Herschel, I think it is. Back to Bonham now. So they finally get a kick away, albeit hurried, and it'll be chopped off by Briscoe Hoff. I hope I've got the pronunciation there right. Feels right.
I like the sound of it, Briscoe Hoff.
Briscoe Hoff. It sounds like an expensive French dish at a restaurant, doesn't it? I'll order the Briscoe Hoff, thanks. And play continues. Manning doing a good job down there. He gets his kick, hand pass on to a running, streaming player there. And they've got the ball now. The Cardiff Hawks. They're going to do another forward 50 entry. So long kick down. Good mark, Billy King. Back in amongst it. Takes a big mark ahead of, I think he's got Mackenzie Leecroft there. Looking further afield for Muirhead. Towers stripped of the ball on that occasion. Carney does the 1-2. Free kick will probably go to Carter on this occasion. And Chris Bishop comes in and says, settle down, boys, settle down. And Carter does exactly that, mate. Just about give the man a cup of tea. He took it that easy and kicked on. No mark by Peters. He gets an outside boot kick. Whistle's blown again.
Yeah, he was collected afterwards.
Certainly was. Met heavily. But the Cardiff Hawks clearly mean business this quarter. Free kick going to Mackenzie Leecroft. It's as casual out there as you like. The Sunday get-together carries on. He gets his kick over, finds Peters, who I think is in line for the best tips in the competition. He goes back to Leecroft, probably his only competition for best tips in the competition there. As Peters, looping hand pass over the top. They've opened the game up now. Burns, long kick, looking for Walters, almost takes a fingertipper. He likes to keep the bounce in his control there, Walters, too. But it just evades him, and we get the boundary line in the end.
I want to know, Chop, any tips for yourself back in the early 2000s?
Yeah, I
You
did,
used to
actually.
rock 'em, yep.
Yep. Have a look at the 2004 ARIA Awards, Shane.
Righto, okay.
If you have a look at those, you'll see I was sporting some of the finest tips you've ever seen, actually.
Righto.
Not out of the question that they might have come back again one day, too, now that I've hit 50. Good ruck knock. Goes to the advantage of the Panthers. Can't get a toe poke to it. Cookman, he's wrestled off the ball. They mean business now. Conlon, he's got it. Has a bounce in a dangerous area. Puts a high one up for Manning. Luckily, he's got all day for it to come down. He grabs hold of it. He's been good today, Lachlan Manning. I've enjoyed his game. He's had some of the toughest in the business to deal with. Gets a good kick off. He's found Chambers. Starting to come into the game a little bit, Chambers. His kick's a bit wayward then. Conlon's got time, though. He's captured. He needs to get rid of it. Caught. Gone. Hazelwood will not give you an inch there. Burns comes around, takes the kick for Hazelwood, looking for Pitt. Manning's first to it. They can't keep it inside the ground and over the boundary line. So Hazelwood did extremely well there. Conlon probably took a bit off more than he could chew. So we'll have a throw-in, dangerous spot for the Cardiff Hawks, but they look more chipper this quarter than they did throughout the second one. Trying to find some space for Cookman to operate in. He's dangerous here. Walters trying to find Cookman with the tap. Instead, finds Bird, I think it is. Yeah, it's Bird. You've got some tall timber down there, the Panthers, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do.
Tricky, ruck knock, pretty much taps it. Now, the free kick's been given to Tricky in the end. Ruck infringement, I believe. Much to the chagrin of one Alec Walters, but Braden Hawkins takes it in the end and finds Bonham. It's going to come back, though. I don't know what's going on. I'm baffled. Back to Hawkins now. So back in the deep space of the defensive line. Hawkins waiting for something to present itself. It does. And he hits it with distinction. Chambers with the mark. There's still a long way inside their defensive 50. Probably safe option to go long down the line, isn't it? They haven't. They've gone short, inside, dangerous. Hazelwood chops it off. It's no one's ball at the moment. Walters is absolutely mobbed by a nest of Hawks. The feathers fly there. And now a ruck knock will ensue. Tricky v Walters. Walters taps it back towards the wing. Only Chambers is waiting there for the Hawks. He gets it onto Bonham. Bonham takes a kick long down the line. Carney's waiting for the Panthers. Just snavels it from the air. Looks inboard. There's a One-Taj Knight running in on board, and he won't stop running there. Keep an eye on him on the outside. Unfortunately, the kick is a little low for the Panthers. Chopped off by Maris. Maris sends one high. There's Leecroft. Wheels around. He plucks the ball. Opportunistically sends it forward now. Only Hawks at home, though. Stedman's got it. He received it from Pitto. Now kicks it forward down the wing. There's no one at home for the Hawks. There's a Briscoe Hoff there, however. Gets it back to Leecroft. Leecroft kicks back inboard to Williams. Williams has got something on in the middle. And a good mark there taken by Murray. He kicks around, hand passes around. He gets to Carter. The old 1-2 back to Murray. Murray kicks it inboard. The kick is off. Conlon chops it off and he kicks it back for the Cardiff Hawks. Tristan Carter's waiting for it. He's got to burrow through 3 or 4 Hawks. Can't do it. A whistle's been blown. Umpire's going to say, my ball. And a good contest so far this quarter. Working out neatly for everyone involved. Just the 1 goal scored. Panthers still have just shy of a 5-goal lead. Ball up now. Ellis taps it down to the opposition. Cardiff get hold of it. Williams will be first at ground level. Shrugs a tackle easily. Does that way too easily. Stedman works to the front of the pack there. Taps it down. Bird will get it. He'll have a little bit of time to do something with the ball. Hand passes to Pitt, who turns around off 1 step. He knows where the goals are, Harrison. Unbelievable goal. Barely had time to look up and see where they were before he launched it. Dead said he could get a goal with SpaceX launching bombs like that, wouldn't he?
He would indeed.
Brilliant work. And that's the class of the 105-goal kicker. As Stedman looks like he needs a little bit of attention there. It's a shame. He's come back. He's playing well, Stedman. Look, that front spot, that's where he hurt his knee.
just in the replay there, he landed, didn't he?
Oh, that could just about be his day, I imagine.
Well, when this final's only 2 weeks away, I think you take Stedman off now. You let him rest up and bring him back in 2 weeks' time. He's too valuable to risk.
Yeah, 100%. He's been really worthy today.
And that finish by Pitt, though, that was outstanding.
Well, there's not much you can do about that.
No, he's been well held all day, hasn't he? He hasn't had many opportunities,
and I think,
but he just grabbed him when he needed to.
He's hit that magical milestone of 105 goals in a season, Shane.
So 4. How many's he got today?
Did he
1
hit
or 2?
I thought it was 2. Is it
I'm
only
not sure.
one?
I thought it was only his first, but
Oh, well.
Trying to go back through my head. Anyway,
it's more than 100, which is just a small milestone by comparison to 105.
It's a real shame to see here Ray Stedman just limping off. His knee
Let's
just
hope you
buckled on
rest.
him as anything, so.
Rest up, Ray, and get yourself primed for the finals. You have a big part to play for your Cardiff Hawks, mate.
Yeah, he was great last week, and he was good the first half this week too.
Can kick a goal. I like him as a forward, Ray Stedman.
Yeah, I thought he's really impressed me today, especially against the quality opposition.
He's been great in defence. He's been really good. Good tap down there. That's by Bird. He's looking for Grimm and Lee, but he's warned very, very closely by Chambers, who's really come into the game now. Some excellent work there. On that occasion, the kick by the Hawks being effective in that it's got in the hands of King. King, as hard as Lee Croft tried there, he could not even move King, could he? So, ball now with the Panthers. Grimm Lee just somehow ferrets his way through the smallest of holes in the congestion there and does it. Kicks to wide. Taj Knight will win the... Oh, great route. That is a great shepherd by Chris Murray, who in turn got the ball from an errant bounce. Taj Knight carried on. He's still running. Hand pass over the top, looking for Walters. Walters being watched very, very closely there by the defence of the Cardiff Hawks, but they're going to get a goal anyway. They're just too many numbers. They just run with a work rate that is unmatched. The Terrigal Panthers streaming down through the middle, and they just knew they were there. Taj Knight, take a bow on that. He ran the full length of the field.
I'm going to take the replay right back for this one, because this is a contender for goal of the year.
Yes, magic.
This was outstanding.
Absolute magic.
From the back lines as we watch it now.
Yeah, here it is. Look at this. Murray just going for the shepherd, and look at the bounce. When things are going your way, they're going your way, aren't they? As James Fenimore was so busy watching his direct opponent not get the ball, Taj Knight didn't see it bounce between his legs and go back to Murray. Then look at this. Just keep the ball alive no matter what you do. They do that. Off to Bird. Bird could very well have taken that kick himself. His hand passed it off to... Was it not? Yeah, Tyron Bird.
Great goal.
And who got the goal in the end? Was it Burns?
I'm not sure. Chop, we see another player limping off here too. Who's this?
Another Cardiff Hawk. That's Billy King,
Billy
mate.
King, yeah,
that's not
wow.
good news at all. That is not good news at all for the Cardiff Hawks, and let's hope that's nothing serious.
Now, Chop, we see it pretty much every game where the Panthers go on a boost. I'm going to call it the Panther Party. They have a period where they just go on a run, and in 5 minutes they kick 5 or 6 goals. Right. Are we about to see the start of a Panther Party?
Oh, look, I think every minute of every game's a Panther Party just about. These guys, you can never underestimate what they're capable of. Their systems are just so good, Shane. Like, watch them. They're always running. They're always surging forward. They've always got players in the right area. They manage. They almost do tricks with the ball. They really do. Party tricks, if you like. They just know where to be. Harrison Pitt, front spot there, comes down. Conlon reads it better, roves it well. He's having a pretty good day here today, Conlon. He's found Hawkins, who's on his own in the middle. He takes the full measure of run, launches it forward, and that's a best piece of play we've seen from the Cardiff Hawks all day. Muirhead's got it. He must finish off here. He must finish. That's some great work by the Cardiff Hawks. I fear it's not going to be anywhere near enough. The Panthers are on today, and as they so often are. But Marshall Muirhead now, I don't think he's kicked one yet today. He's had a few set shots at it. Radar tuned since half time. Looks off again. All right, so
missed everything. Wow.
Back to the drawing board for Marshall Muirhead. He's a bad kicker. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yep.
I'm not sure what's going on. I always find a new haircut helps when you're in a bit of a lapse. Maybe Marshall needs a haircut. That's my call. Someone can pass that on to him. Braden Hawkins is going to chop this off, and he's kicked it neatly. He's found Billy Towers. So we've been looking forward to seeing Billy have an impact on the game. I don't think he's had anywhere near the impact we would have liked to have seen so far. So let's hope he kicks this one through, steers Cardiff a little bit, settles them. They feel like they're a much better side with him in it. It's good to see him back. He's been a star here in years gone by. So Billy Towers for his first one today, and Cardiff's third. He fell short distance-wise in the end. roving it neatly. I think that was Plumridge. He's got his hand pass in, but Leecroft gets hold of it and kicks it forward to the Panthers. Now, a big effort here by O'Neill. He sends it long back down. They've got to get a goal, surely. And they do. Outstanding work. It's Herschel in the end that gets it. But far out it needed. It was some work, wasn't it? Some work was required. They finally got one, the Cardiff Hawks, and rightly so too. That's their second one for the quarter, so it's been their most productive quarter for the day. But far out, they had to work for it, didn't they, Shane?
Yeah, they sure did. I think it was the bomb of Leecroft in the end was probably just a little bit ill-disciplined and gave the chance for the ball to come back in, and Cardiff then jumped on it, did everything they needed to do.
So well done there, Nicholas Herschel. Charging one through for the Cardiff Hawks. 3-4-22, plays 9-3-57. Still a 6 and a bit goal deficit. Hand pass there, Bonham was unfairly dealt with after he disposed of the ball by Grimond Lee. So Conlon gets the free kick. Long kick, didn't really go to anyone, did it? But now the errant hand pass has been chopped off by the Cardiff Hawks again now, and they've set it for. They might get another one. I don't know how to feel about Marshall at the moment. He's, I'm a fan, but he's just missed too many today. Now is the time to shine, Marshall. I'm going to back him in.
All right.
I'm going to stay positive. So he'll kick it from a genuine 45. Big launch. It looks straight. There we go. He just needed the backing of the commentator in his home. Good work, Marshall Muirhead. That's his first one for the day. It might start a bit of a roll-on for the Cardiff Hawks, maybe.
Well, back-to-back now for the Hawks.
That's great work. That's 2 in a minute. 4-4-28. They claw the margin back to a little shy of 5 goals. It's about to turn around for Marshall Muirhead, I think. Good kick, and that was his toughest degree of difficulty too. So good to see he's conquered the little head demons that have had him a little bit uncalibrated up till now. And we're seeing a little fight back from the Cardiff Hawks. They're 2 down. Tap is good. Hawkins will get this. Pushed over by Grimond Lee in the end. They say play on. Advantage paid. Kicks forward. It's in the hands now of the Hawks. Billy Towers, he bursts through. Will this be Towers' first one? And another goal. That's 3 in a row by the Hawks. They're on a roll. No mistake. And 2 players they desperately needed to chime in for with scores have done it one after the other. Towers straight after Muirhead. That's 3 goals in barely 2 minutes. Is it too early to say they're back?
Well, they're certainly making the right inroads. I think it just proves to show that when I say I think the Panthers are going to go on a roll, I know absolutely nothing.
I'm pretty sure you're going to get a few emails saying, no, we're not calling it the party. That's amazing. I didn't even think of that, Shane. No, of course it's not the case. Back to the middle now. The Cardiff Hawks are on a roll, 3 straight. In a game that has seen them struggle to kick 1, they've got 4 in a quarter, and the game is on. A whistle's been blown, and I think it's a 666 infringement warning. So we'll reset. Can't be sure, but that's what I'm going to go with.
And I'm not sure which team it was either.
Well, we're back in the middle now. Schultz doesn't win that one out. Ellis wins it. Burns runs onto that loose ball neatly, sends it towards the Pitt direction, and just like that, the Panthers respond. That was 0.82 of a second out of the middle there, mate. That's one kick, and Pitt, when they catch you off guard, there's not much to do there, is there? Manning has had a ripping game on Pitt. He's only kicked the 1.
I think it's 1.
1 for the day. So, obviously, not a broadcast performer, we might perhaps, Shane. Well, because last time he only kicked 1 as well. That was against the Warners Bay Bulldogs. He kicked 8 on that sort of semi-broadcast that we did. But Harrison Pitt, for number 2 for the day, after kicking 15 last week, he's really robbed the broadcast of a spectacle. But that's 2 to Harrison Pitt, and that's 105 for the year. So That's about all you're going to get out of the commentary crew, mate. But an outstanding season continues for him.
Yeah, it really does. Listen, that was just pure class there at the centre, wasn't it? It was Bish. He just sort of tapped it over his shoulder. He knew he had a player on the go there, and the minute that player was out, I can't remember who it was.
Burns.
Pitt was just out.
Toby Burns.
Yep.
It was indeed. Who I imagine that's happened a few times. Burns to Pitt, one out. And Pitt gives a nice, polite salute to the crowd there. I think we blew a kiss, perhaps. Somewhat of a goal celebration. Back to the middle now. Ellis wins that one again. Same tactic almost to the T, except Burns did not have any free space to move through then. Ball up again. Schultz flies over the top of Ellis on this occasion. Ball ends up in the hands, I think it's of Murray, but he's wrapped up immediately. So they are a different outfit this quarter, the Hawks. Obviously a bit of pride coming into it now. Like Schultz in the ruck. Big tap. That time he gets it to Chambers. Chambers is wrapped up before he has a chance to do a thing with it. He's come into the game a bit, Chambers. Lincoln Chambers enjoying his work at the moment. Big tap. Braden Hawkins flies high. He's tackled high. Well, I'm not sure how the umpire came to that decision. He was literally grabbed in the air when he got it. That was very, very questionable at best, that one. Did you see that? He was in the air. He was in the air. He wasn't even on the ground. So I'm not sure how that can possibly be holding the ball. Nonetheless, it's going to result in Tyron Bird taking a good contested mark and lining up for another goal for the Panthers.
Tyron Bird lining up here. Notice out at Max McMahon today, Nelson Bayer playing a private player. Do you think there's any Birds playing out there today, Chop?
Oh, well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. That's a good inference there, Shane. Private player. But right now, eyes are on this bird here. High-flying bird indeed, but he's put it off to the left-hand side. And a point is the result for the Panthers. 5-4-34 to 10-4-64. It's a 30-point lead to the visiting side. The Cardiff has showed more fight in this quarter than we've seen all day. A 4-goal quarter to them sees their hopes inflated indeed. Finton tricky. Long kick straight down the line, but reading it best in the air is Ellis. He's got Bishop free in the middle. Unopposed, Bishop takes the mark. Plays around. Oh, threads the needle there. Beautifully done for the old man. He has done exceptionally well. Chopped off now, though. This time, it is Herschel. His kick effective. He's found Bridge. Bridge's hand pass further afield. It's chopped off. Carter takes off with the ball. Hand pass further afield. Now the kick marked by Burns. Burns just gets his kick away in the nick of time. Contest brings the ball to ground. Ellis just palming off players left, right and centre. Pitt gets hold of the loose ball. Hand passes to a fast-running Hazelwood. He's tripped. He'll get a free kick. And it was there. There's no doubt. I don't think it was intentional, but...
I was trying to work out whether he tripped over his own feet or whether he was tripped.
It did look to me... What was that for?
50 metres, I think, for a bit of mouthing off.
All right, so it looks like it's directed at Jay Pideau there. Yeah. I'm surprised because he's a good sport, Jay, so I'm not sure what happened there. But nonetheless, Alex Hazelwood won't miss this. He's a welcome return to the Panthers. Big fan of Alex Hazelwood. I've known him for a long, long time. Coached him through a number of junior premierships, and he's just a wonderful young lad. Great work. And there's the stirring of the pot. I think it's ready, Alex. Serve it up. Nice work there. And Alex Hazelwood, I love to see him kick a goal. Plays primarily in defence and just a real hard worker. Just come back from a time off with a concussion protocol delay or whatever they call it. So good to see him back performing well. The top tier with Terrigal Avoca Panthers, and they've just stretched back out to 11-4 now. It's a 36-point deficit. And that's the end of the third quarter. The best one we've seen from the Cardiff Hawks. They'll be rightly disappointed letting a couple of goals slip late in that quarter. It could be too late for them to try and recover, but there's plenty of stake in terms of their pride as they head into the finals. They can't be undone. What can they produce in this last quarter, Shane? We look forward to seeing the fourth one indeed.
Yeah, well, listen, I think the answer now is they're going to have to rest, King and Steadman. They're not going to risk them in the last quarter, as we see King just over to our right, limping off to the change rooms. So they're going to be undermanned, but they're not going to be under-hearted. They're going to come out and have a good hard dig at it, that's for sure. Those 4 goals were very handy for them, really improved their scoreline and their mood, no doubt. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
One to go here at Pasterfield Oval, and it's hard to see the Hawks being able to get up. They'll need to double their score so far in the single quarter. 5-4-34 to the home side. They trail the second place team on the ladder, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, and reigning premiers 11-4-70. There they are on the screen right now. Wonderful pictures being brought to you by the Scene Production Company. Shane Darwin, how do you feel the Cardiff Hawks fare at the moment?
Well, I think they're going to be in for a rough last quarter. I don't think they're realistically playing to win now. I think it's just going to be playing for pride. Terrigal Avoca, well, if they get their run on, this 36-point margin could become 70 points pretty quickly, so that's going to be the challenge for Cardiff now.
In the scheme of things, how have they stacked up, Shane? At times they've shown to be very competitive against one of the benchmark standards in the competition, but at times they've also looked like they were absolutely bewildered by the hard work, the running game, the overlap play that the Terrigal Avoca Panthers just do so well.
Yeah, well, I was keen today to see whether or not they were a legitimate finals contender. They're going to be coming in from 6th place. Now, it's going to be a big ask for them to win from 6th. I'm not sure from what I've seen today they're going to have a realistic shot of making it through that first week.
You are right. To come back from 6th place and win a premiership is near on impossible, considering we hardly ever have a top 6. But it's a great initiative that the league have shown this year, and we're happy about it. The Terrigal Avoca Panthers are certainly showing that they are well and truly in the mix, as they do year in, year out, underneath Chris Bishop. 18 seasons at the helm there, and still going strong. 300 games he's played, and still doing the work needed to play at the top level. What a champion. And the kick forward now by the Cardiff Hawks to try and get himself out of danger. I think that's Chambers who's got it. He's found Bonham. Bonham taking his time to wait for something to accept the invitation for a kick. He's done that. Herschel's got it. What's happened here now? A 50-metre penalty.
Yeah, called that 50 metres. I think he'd played on.
I think he played on before the umpire said play on. Herschel did that very well, because it looked like he was just going back to the mark, but he ended up sort of taking off and drew the free kick. So 50 metre, let's see them make the most of this. They've kicked it long, they're inside. Towers has got it. Put a tackle on. So we'll have a ball up here. Bird's done well to get in the front spot there. Oh, that's Richardson, sorry. Done well, Richardson. Ewan Richardson, another youngster there, developing superstar of the Terrigal Avoca Panthers group. Carter could have given a free kick away to Towers there, but he did it expertly, as all good defenders do. And a free kick's been found. Leecroft's got it in the end. Not sure what it was for.
For a trip.
Was it?
Mm.
Okay, well, Leecroft...
I saw the umpire signal. I didn't see the trip, but I saw the umpire.
Right, I did it, yep. Leecroft does well there. He just sells a bag of red frogs, but miskicks it in the end. And the ball pushed over the boundary lines. A good defence by Chambers. I've enjoyed his game, especially in the second half of the match. Certainly come in and created a little bit of forward thrust for the Cardiff Hawks. Going to be very hard to pick a scene stealer in this one. Very even team performance by the Panthers. Hand pass up. Bonham's, he's arrested by Chris Bishop. Jeez, he's tireless, isn't he? Evergreen, Chris Bishop. Still going strong in the midfield for the Panthers. They're still at the very top. Hawkins, well, it was almost a physical impossibility for Alec Walters to not take Braden Hawkins high. He would literally have had to drop to his knees for that to be a regular tackle around the waist. So Hawkins, I think this might be a bit beyond his range. He's going to kick it from just outside 50. He'll give it a good roost, though. I think the best he could do here is pop it in the hot spot and hope that Billy Towers does his namesake and towers above the rest. We know he can take a hanger. So wheels around, gets that extra distance. It's going to be in the right spot. No one flies. And it's pushed over for a rush behind in the end. 3 minutes into the last quarter. Terrigal Avoca doing it comfortably. 11-4-70. Exactly double the score of the 5-5-35 of the Cardiff Hawks. Kick is good. Flynn Peters takes a short one right out in front of goal. Goes long on the second one, finds Hayes. He wheels around the mark. Long kick down the line. Good contest. Walters outreaches Hawkins. Hand passes to Carter. He in turn finds Grimman Lee, who hand passes back in board. Bird's got it now, but he doesn't get rid of it properly. Bonham gets the tackle. Effective. Free kick now. He just roosts one as far as he can, trying for distance. It flies over the back. And there's only Panthers available behind the pack there. Williams takes a high mark. Bishop shrugs a tackle. Back to Williams, who's running in support. He's a class act, Ethan Williams. Just everywhere. Cookman, hand passes back now. Long, looping hand pass over the top. Cookman might get a goal here. He's pushed further out to the boundary line. But he's got... Have a look at this. Unselfish as you like by Tyron Bird. He gives Knight a goal. He's handed a couple off today. What? He's something special, Tyron Bird.
He's had a great game. You mentioned scene stealer. He'd be nudging on the door.
Yeah, I reckon. If you do, just ask him if you can do something about his fringe. That's the only thing that's wrong with him at the moment. He's got a bit of an odd-looking fringe. It's a little dumb and dumber for me. But outside of that, you're a legend, Tyron Bird. Absolute superb player. Loving it. He's something special, that's for sure. I don't think he's even 17 yet. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's just, some of these young guys. Henderson as well, he's quite young, isn't he?
Who's that?
No, sorry, not Henderson. Who's
Richardson.
the other? Richardson,
Richardson.
sorry, yeah.
Yep.
And it's just like the
Son,
the
he's in the
Terrigal
middle,
Avoca
right?
factory of just pumping out young players that know the drill.
Yep.
It's outstanding the way they do it.
He's in the middle now, Richo, and he is something special, that's for sure. So, the ball now. Yeah, he's the son of a club legend, Alistair. If you're watching Alistair, cheerio to you, mate. Your boy, once again, performing beautifully. Hand pass, Hazelwood finds Grimond Lee. Grimond Lee launches a rocket forward, but it's chopped off by Tricky. He's always interfering. Tricky is one of my favourites personally. Very, very good off the halfback. Here he goes, Magic. Takes off from a stepping start as a bounce. Almost doing all the work himself. Kicks it forward. Not his greatest kick, but hard to expect anything better with he's done a mountain of work like that. The Panthers are away again through Grimond Lee on the far side. Kick long along the wing and found Ellis. Ellis takes a mark, unassailed. Back off the mark. Pumps one into the forward line, looking for Pitt. He's got that front spot again, but Manning's wearing him quite well today. Only the 2 goals for Harrison. Hand pass outboard. Now, high kick going down. No, gobbled up by no one. This time, I think that was Bonham. His kick chopped off by Grimond Lee, who launches one back in, and this time it's found Cookman. So Cookman hasn't had a lot of the ball, but has kicked his 2 goals, possibly 3, which is an exact standard for a small forward. The Cookie Monster. Looks like he's always smiling to me. Mentioned it a few times now, but that tan is absolutely superb, isn't it? One of the finest. It looks like he's spent a summer in Western Australia. So, Noah Cookman, not beyond him at all from this angle or this distance, and it looks beautiful. Wow, what a finish. He is a class act, the Cookie Monster, isn't he? Only touches the ball 3 times a game, but gets 3 goals every time.
Yeah, well,
and that's job done.
How good was the vision from Grimond Lee to find him?
Yeah, there's something special about this class of players. I mean, they're just... Chris Bishop, I don't know what it is. I don't know what they've served them up in their team dinners on Thursday nights or something like that, but they just all assimilate so beautifully. They just know where each other is. Sometimes they look like they're doing it easily too. They're enjoyable to watch, there's no doubt about that, and they just seem to never diminish, do they? So they will win this one, and comfortably too. So we're nearly 8 minutes into it. Cardiff Hawks now with this clearance through Chambers. Big kick down, no mark taken. Peters will get it. He's bumped out of it by Towers. And a free kick going against Towers. I think it's for high contact. Oh, look, I'm not too sure there. I'd have to have a look at the replay.
Yeah, to the naked eye, it looked like a good bump. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it did. I don't know if it got in too high because he's certainly not rattled too much by it, Peters. He was just knocked backwards on it. So he might have an argument to that. I'm not too sure. But his kick wasn't his finest. So now the ball in with the hands of Bridge. He's got it back to Muirhead. Back to Bridge now. Bridge back to Muirhead. He'll run into an open goal. Got to kick this and does. That's 2 to Muirhead. And he's excited about it.
Is he ever?
Yeah, good. Pumped up. It's never too late, is it, Marshall? So we holler for Marshall here. 2 goals to Marshall Muirhead after a rickety start in the first half. He's finished with a couple in his return. Bridge does very well to support him in that one too. So good to see. They're not all done yet, the Cardiff Hawks. As we go back to the middle. There's a little bit for the Hawks to crow about. There's still a fair way off the pace, but there's time for them to bridge that gap between now and September. Ball up back in the centre now. Enjoyed Schultz's rucking. He's really flown in the middle there. He's got the ball down to Conlon on this occasion, but Conlon's kick's picked off by the Panthers half-back line and sent straight back. They're very good at this. Briscoe Hoff takes the mark. Sends one forward. Players mustering. Pitt goes up for the mark. Manning is watching him very closely. Not a chance. Manning's done well here. He's run on. Deserves a good effort through this. Gets it on to Hawkins. Hawkins threads the needle with his kick. Carter cuts it off, but mishandles the ball, and it finds its way in the hands of Chambers, who's followed up that work. He's looking for Towers. Towers got to put some work on here. Bond's been caught and holding the ball, and that's O'Neill who did that tackle. O'Neill should get the kick. Towers is going to get it, and he's probably more reliable with it in front of goal, but by all intents and purposes, that was O'Neill who applied that tackle. So, Billy Towers for number 2. The returning star to the Cardiff Hawks. We love him. We enjoy his work. He's had to work hard to get into the game here. Now, lining up for his second goal. He makes no mistake. He kicks it high and long. Lets Harrison Bond know about it a little bit as it goes through. But rightly so, you should be patting O'Neill on the back for that one, Billy, I think. Cooper O'Neill did some great work with the tackle. So the Cardiff Hawks with the last 2 in a row, 7-5-47. I think any chance of threatening to take this game is beyond them. But they are within 6 goals, and that was the margin at half-time, Shane, I believe. So commendable in that respect.
You know, it is. We would have hated to have seen them drop away and, you know, just let the Panthers get one-way traffic in the last quarter. So to their credit, they haven't done that.
No. Still 8 points to go, and the Panthers are usually the strongest in the last quarter. Chambers, again, he has just lifted. I tell you what, he's been outstanding for the Panthers. Towers has got it now. He shrugs a tackle. This time gets it to Muirhead. Muirhead tries to get through, but he's dispossessed of the ball. Just tried to do a bit too much in the end. It was a shame. It was a good build-up to it. Chambers has got to be right in amongst the best on the field for the Hawks. His second half has been superb. Grimond Lee, long kick down the wing. Looking for... Oh, that's a great mark.
That's a great mark.
So that's Richardson right there. Big kick forward. No mark taken on this occasion. Panthers have still got it, but they've coughed it up here. Bonham, little looping hand pass over the top, just pops one up. Manning gets run down. He's going to get a free kick for that. And fair two. He's in the middle of the ground, looking for something to present. Chambers has got it now. Another possession. Sells a bit of candy to Walters. Turns him inside out in the meantime. Goes long. And nearly a big mark by Bridge. Towers now for number 3. He wheels around and pops it through. Well done. Billy Towers coming into it now. I tell you what, that was great work by Bridge presenting there and bringing the ball down, giving Towers an opportunity to rove that. So... few players coming into the match in the second half for the Cardiff Hawks, which is exciting to see. Not the least of them, this guy here. He's been outstanding, Chambers, and created a lot of forward drive for them. The Hawks now have kicked 7 goals to 6 in the last second half. So they're actually now have outscored the Panthers in the second half of the match. So
well,
that's something worth noting.
I said it in the last game. I'm going to say it now, Chop. Is there time for the Hawks?
Is there? Well, I shouldn't laugh. There's 7 minutes, and technically...
No, there's not. It's
6.
12 minutes. It's
it's 12 minutes,
25-minute half.
You know what? There is time, Shane,
there
but
we
at
go.
the same time, there is also time for a Panther party. So, I tell you what, they are playing a much more inspired game of football, the Hawks, and they look like they might get the clearance here as well. Bonham comes in. He's wrapped up by Grimond Lee, who takes him to ground. So we'll have another ball up. There'll be some tired bodies out there now, one would imagine. The sun has been of the sapping variety today. Tap down to Grimond Lee. This time he's in turn taken by Conlon. So we'll have another stoppage. Ball goes up. Tap down. Not going anywhere again this time. O'Neill doing some rucking in the middle there now for the Hawks. Not really getting a run at it. Ellis uses his bulky frame this time. Cookman can't quite get the kick out. Got balls arrested this time by Herschel. He gets his hand pass out. Wheeling on it is Cookman. Absolute menace there. He moves so quickly. Pitto now got hold of the ball. He's wrapped up on this occasion by ball plays on. Lost my words there for a moment. Knight hand passes inboard to Pitt. He can kick it from anywhere. And this occasion, not from there. 13-5 now. 30 points the difference again. 7 goals kicked by the Cardiff Hawks in this second half. 6 to the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. It's been a great second half of football. And the Cardiff Hawks will be rude to look back and see the game was won and lost in the first half as Chambers gets the ball to Bonham. He sells a bit of candy there neatly, then plays on and gets his kick away. He's looking for Muirhead. Muirhead recovers better at ground level. That's a great tackle that he's applied there, and he's taken Finlay Coote down quite tenaciously and fairly too at that. So there'll be a ball up.
Drop should point out too, Hawks have only got 2 on the bench. They've lost Stedman and King, so
yeah,
this
true.
is a fantastic last half for them.
It is actually, Shane. In mention of that, it's a massive effort by them. Hawkins does well. Keeps the ball inboard. Could have been taken high. Umpire says no. Herschel ends up with the ball. Kicks it high towards the forward line. Underneath it. Could have taken the mark, but recovers neatly. That was Fenimore. Couldn't get the ball onto boot effectively. And now it's a scramble. Billy Towers and Harrison Bond almost getting personal there. But neither of them get any distinct advantage. And that's a ferocious contest between those two. And I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Ball up now. Opportunity for the Hawks. They tap it down. Herschel gets a quick kick away. It's going in the goal direction, but it's gone out of bounds. So we'll have a throw in and not the worst result. Was it over on the full? Wait for a confirmation on that.
Yeah, it was hard to tell from where we are, wasn't it? We're sort of wrong angle to pick up those nuances.
Yeah, but it looks like Carter's putting his hand up for a ruck knock. So I'm going to say him and Bridge will contest the ruck knock. So definitely not out in the full. Ball up comes in. Bridge wins that straight down to Hawkins. His looks like he got taken high for my mind. And looking by the Panthers' reaction, the umpire agrees with me. So Hawkins will have another shot on goal. Has he kicked one today? I know he's had a couple of shots. I can't remember.
Shots. I can't remember whether he converted or not.
Another good day for Braden Hawkins indeed. I don't think he's kicked one. I think we're blaming it on the Killer Python. Right. So, yeah. But he's still got plenty of energy. So the glucose must have helped somewhere along the line. This not beyond him at all. He should kick this. It'll be important for him if he does. Drops the ball neatly. Umpire likes it. Carter fans like it. Everyone's excited except the Panthers with that one. As Braden Hawkins kicks another one. That's 8 goals for them in the second half. The Hawks have certainly outplayed the Panthers in the second half of the game. They still trail by 4. And there are now, Shane, 6 minutes left. We might have a game on our hands after all. I tell you what, if they get the next one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're dead right.
All of a sudden my tip doesn't look so stupid, does it?
No, well...
I shouldn't say that just yet. May well have jinxed that tip indeed. They're certainly playing the better game in this last quarter.
Well, it makes me now question maybe they are a team that could. I mean, they beat Killarney Vale a few weeks back. Are they a chance in week 1 of the finals?
If they had started a little better than what they did today, they'd certainly be a lot closer now. But that's how quickly the Panthers can turn things around. And that's a beautiful mark there by Tyron Bird. Just towering, wasn't it? He's a class act, this young man. Tyron Bird for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Not sure on the age of this young fellow, but I don't think he's 18 yet. But he'll line up. He's played a number of senior games already. He's put it across the face on this occasion. A fingertipper got to it for the Hawks. They're desperate. They're not going to give anything away easily. The ball somehow is still alive. And Brendan Thomas gets one across for a minor score.
He's had a quiet day by his standards, Brendan Thomas, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. Any goals for him today? I don't think
Not
so.
that I remember, no.
Can play table tennis though. As Finton Tricky brings it in, runs his full measure, long kick, clears the 50 defensively area quite easily as Hazelwood carries it over the boundary line. So that's a good result for the Hawks in the end. We'll have a throw ball in. We're inside the last 5 minutes. Tell you what, if they manage to keep this within a 4-goal deficit, Shane, the Hawks can rightly say that this is a victory for them of sorts, because 2 weeks ago they probably weren't even considering. 3 weeks ago they probably weren't even considering being in finals contention. I tell you what, that's a soft free kick right there. But nonetheless, Briscoe Hoff's going to enjoy it. Send one long into the forward line. Bird flies high like a bird. The Hawks are everywhere though, and Bird intercepts. If he kicks this goal, wow, he is a danger, isn't he? Like a bird. Like a bird.
Well, he was good in the air, but he was good on the ground as well.
Yeah,
very mobile.
He's exciting. I tell you what, he's an exciting prospect. Like the looks of him. Inside 4 minutes now. Well, we didn't really think they were a realistic chance at any real point, the Hawks, but then all of a sudden they kicked a couple of goals and got themselves within the mix. That could be the sealer right there by Taj Knight. I think he may have just said good night to the Cardiff Hawks with that goal. And the Panthers have done all that is necessary to clinch themselves a victory here today. 3.5 minutes to go and 5 goals. That kind of balance sheet seems a little bit beyond them. But rightly so, though, the Hawks can hold their heads up high. It's been an outstanding second half by them against the benchmark of the competition. But it's the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. They are just too strong. They are too well drilled. They are such a classy outfit. We love watching them play. That one won decisively by Walters, and the clearance going the way of the Panthers again. Deep in the back line, Thomas manages to get his hands free long enough to get a hand pass out to Hazelwood. Hazelwood trying to beat. Well, there's only so many you can beat, unfortunately, and that was one too many there for Alex. The ball come back, and Cardiff Hawks will get the kick. Lachlan Manning with the ball now. I've enjoyed his game, well and truly amongst the best for the Cardiff Hawks today. He's found Bonham. He's had another good day too. Rolls Royce, he calls him. Chambers almost brings down a ripper. Luckily it's roved neatly by Hawk supporters. Kicked forward now. O'Neill in a foot race with Hayes. Carter ends up getting the ball, hand passing it. The boundary line will beat all of them in the end, but not the worst result for the Cardiff Hawks. Free kick going their way.
Yeah, Lasso, that was fair call.
James Fenimore will take it, and he goes inboard. They've got it now through Muirhead. He ducks and weaves. I don't know what he was doing. It just escaped him. He puts a hand in the face of Ethan Williams. And Marshall Muirhead will give a free kick away.
No, he got the free.
He got the free.
Well, I don't know. I saw that differently.
So did I. So did I indeed. Chambers now is going to have a shot on goal. He deserves one. High ball coming down. Towers reads it best. He's in front. Ducks and weaves his way into some space. Wheels around. Is that another one? Oh, my God. Billy Towers with some highlights, real specials late in the game. How about that? Well, that's enough to get a commentator off his seat.
Well, he's one away from a bag chop.
That's amazing work, and all in the last quarter, eh? Just stretching out the back, but thank you, Billy Towers. Got me a reason to stand up, that's for sure. Look at that goal. That's ripping. We love his work. It's taken him the second half of the game to come into the match, but outstanding work. And now the deficit back to 4-1. We've got 30 seconds left in the match. It's not a total loss for the Cardiff Hawks as they go back into their forward line one more time. Have they got a chance for another one? Chris Murray says no. He takes the mark. slows it down, counts a few more seconds off the clock, goes wide, finds Leecroft. Leecroft bombs one forward. That's all she wrote, folks. It's all over for another day. Match of the round. Round 17 is done. And the Cardiff Hawks, albeit a noble performance, have been beaten by the Terrigal Avoca Panthers by just, what does that add up to, Shane? 25 points.
Yeah, it does.
They've outplayed them quite significantly in the second half, but Terrigal Avoca did all the work in the first half and got themselves the 4 points. They will remain second on the ladder, only just behind the Newcastle City Blues. The Cardiff Hawks, though, bear no shame, they've played very, very well, and rightly so, will contest the finals with some spirit, you would imagine, Shane.
Yeah, I think that at halftime I was a little bit worried for where the Hawks were, but I tell you what, that second half was fantastic, really against adversity too, with only 2 on the bench, and and they had their most skillful part of the game in the second half, and it bodes well.
Makes you wonder what might have happened. I think maybe they need to work out how they're going to use Towers and King up there. Perhaps they were kind of getting in each other's way or confusing the midfield supply, and that's why they couldn't get themselves into gear, because Towers certainly electrified in the second half when he had the free space to work his magic. So who knows? A lot to think about for the Brains Trust at the Cardiff Hawks as they head into finals. For the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, it's business as usual. We cannot get enough of this football side. They just play a wonderful style, wonderful brand of football, a flowing, fast-moving, overlapping run, and they are something special indeed. They will be contesting their reigning premier status with some distinction, one would imagine. Well, that's all they wrote for us here, Shane. Anything more you'd like to add before we go?
No, just a quick little round the grounds. Big wins to Nelson Bay over Maitland, Newcastle City over the Entrance Bateau Bay, and Warners Bay over Wyong Lakes.
How many bags? Was there bags all around?
I can't tell you that right now, Chop, but there will have been, I'll guarantee you.
Well, I'll tell you who will tell us all about that, Shane, through the week.
Chasing
Me.
bags. Waving flags, chasing bags.
Chasing bags, that's right. Absolutely, yeah. We'll be there, me and Andy, on Monday night. If anyone's free, check it out. Thanks so much, Shane. Been wonderful today, and we'll be back again with Match of the Round next week. Thanks for joining us.
This has been a Scene Production co-broadcast for the AFL Hunter Central Coast.